Now I have no contact with any woman. However, I have this. Yet whenever I've connected with a woman in various degrees, I got this. Boing. There's a saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, yet expecting a different result. So we may need to change behavior and thinking patterns regardless of what society says. The Beatles saying, all you need is love, referring to love by the opposite sex. While they drove a jewel-encrusted Rolls Royce, so they didn't even believe their own shit. Half of all marriages end in divorce, so love failed there. Other couples stay together but fight and argue for years. Others remain together just for the sake of the children, financial support, or other perceived need. So only 25% of people find love through marriage. But by hooking up with a prostitute, stripper, or such like, the chances of you finding love are 0%. So don't do that. And if a young woman's boyfriend insists on their being sexually active, yet refuses to honor her desire to marry, there's no love there either. Using her. The fact is, most people are simply not loving people. So trying to find love through a romantic partner is like everyone trying to obtain a best friend who enjoys anchovy pizza or pineapple on pizza. Only a small percentage of people like such things, and you cannot make everybody want them. Same with love. So it behooves some men to go their own way apart from women and try to find happiness and fulfillment another way. For many people, marriage would be good. Simply don't marry in order to receive love. Do so to find fulfillment another way. Then love may possibly develop. 95% of parents do love their children, and 95% of children do love their parents. But it shouldn't be your burden to change those who don't. It is what it is. People choose to be how they are. I've attended different group therapy sessions, church groups, and self-help groups. People professed love for one another. Everyone hugged, called one another brother and sister. Some cried. These things touched my heart. I felt sensations of trust, caring, and sharing. Yet after the initial high wears off, created by a built-up crescendo of emotions, groups fizzle out. People grow cold, drop out, stop calling, and move away. Larger organizations also consistently fail, such as the 1960s so-called decade of love hippie communities. Considering our fallen nature, extremely few have an abundance of love inside them. Love groups, emotional support groups, religious groups, and community groups arouse the needy. Groups may begin with good intentions, but most people, when their needy feelings or financial needs are satisfied or they find something else, quit. Although certain people get satisfaction from these groups, what proves that someone likes you is their willingness to see you outside the designated group. Besides group members often failing to connect outside those groups, sometimes the groups disband completely. Society's attempts to foster love and community have failed miserably. For most of my life, nobody called, visited, wrote, or emailed me, or sent birthday or Christmas cards, which pattern never ended. That, coupled with being single, estranged from my cousins, and being an only child, was exceptionally challenging. A notable exception was a man without a car calling my work, having employees chase me down so he could ask for a ride. This behavior is typical. Lottery winners become suddenly inundated with telephone calls and letters from people who haven't spoken to them in years. I did manage to connect with about 20 or so seemingly wonderful, friendly people throughout my lifetime, both male and female. But later in life, after taking an early retirement and feeling lonely, I went out of my way to extend myself to those important people in my past, contacting them on social network sites or calling or trying to visit them personally. I was also careful not to discuss anything controversial. Surprisingly, none of them showed any interest in me as if I was a stranger. And I'm in my 50s. So young people, be prepared for how people truly are. If everyone made it a priority to be loving instead of seeking it, and not worrying how others felt about you, the world would be radically different. Truthfully, there are some whom nobody loves except God. Love isn't something hidden and mysterious. Love is a shining light. Those who love others show ongoing interest in them. They don't abandon them or write them off. In conclusion, do not seek love from other humans. Never. If you are bound and determined to find love, attempt to find it from God, whatever your concept of God might be. And if you don't believe in God, you may use nature or the universe as your higher power. Regardless, the ones that need love are the various animal species, since humans are crushing our planet with overpopulation. Some endangered species only number several hundred worldwide, while humans number almost 8 billion. Terrible! So do whatever you can to help. If you can see God through nature, great. If you just appreciate nature for its own sake, that's cool too. Remember what I've said and take it to heart.